Hello YouTube. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to show you how I'm trying to size up my 2-gauge stretched ears. I tried on a previous video to use a 0 taper to stretch up to 0 and my ears said, no way, this is not happening. So let me take the O-ring off the back of this glass plug. I actually got these glass plugs when my piercer took me from a regular 18-gauge ear piercing, and I don't know if he used a dermal punch or a needle, but I'll ask him next time I go in. And what I did was I taped my glass plug with plumber's tape, and then I put ointment on it, antibiotic ointment on it, and you can see that I'm pulling off the plumber's tape now, and I think I did 3 little wraps. Okay, so we're gonna put some ointment, gonna rub on my ears real quick because I'm just gonna do one more wrap today is what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm putting, I like using the triple antibiotic ointment because it works in 2 ways. I mean, I clean my ears with a 100% sea salt and water soak, and also I use sterile saline, okay? And you can either use a clean Q-tip or a cotton ball for that, you know. I love cotton balls because you can really soak the saline into them, and you can kind of like hold one on either side and really squish it in there. But sometimes the little fibers come off, especially on your jewelry, but I mean, it's no big deal, they're sterile, but you know, sometimes they just stick. So okay, so we've got the earring, my ear done. Just gonna set that down here, and then this is what plumber's tape looks like. Okay, sometimes it's red in the center instead of blue, and then the center you just push it and it pops out. Okay, now this Teflon tape or plumber's tape is super thin. It's not sticky. It does stick to itself, but it's just kind of a laying over kind of stickiness. So what I do is I just break it, just like that. Okay, so see, you've got a clean break there. I mean, it's kind of, you know, but it's so thin and pliable that you really don't have to worry about it. So then I just take my glass earring, which I love these. Look how pretty they are. They're a garnet color, and then they're clear glass on the back. Okay, so then I just take this and lay it right on there, and it just so happens it is the right depth to match the length of my earring. So that's pretty cool, of my plug. So I'm trying to count this. I think we're on 3, and I wanted to do like 4. Maybe I'm just going to use it up, so we'll see if I can get 5 in there. I don't think so, but we're going to give it a go. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit more of my antibiotic ointment because it's very, very greasy, and I'm putting it all over the earring to help it slide in my ear. Plus, it has the added benefit to prevent any type of drying out, and also preventing, you know, any kind of bacteria from getting in there. So, all right, so, ooh, that went in really easy. So I've wrapped it probably 5 times so far on this one, and that slid right in. So the first one I did on these guys, like I said, I think it was a 3 wrap, and I just did a 5 wrap. So see how this one's hard to pull out? They do tend to start getting just a tiny bit dry, but that's why I make sure I put the ointment on there really good. So see, I just took the wrap off of this one. And then, whoops, I got the wrap stuck to my fingers. Okay, so we're cleaning the jewelry. Now I'm gonna get my new piece of plumber's tape, and I think it was about that long. It's just kind of a guesstimate, you know, and you can always break it off if you don't want to put that much on there, you know. So then if I can get this up high enough where you guys can see what I'm doing, okay? So here's my earring, and I'm just rolling the earring and holding the tape, and it's going on widthwise. See if I can hang that down proper. So I'm just rolling it on there, okay? So this is 2. That's about 3. That's about 4 and 5. They're not going to be exact, you know. And then I'm going to put more ointment on there to lube it up. This is greasy. Greasy, greasy, greasy. And do the end too of your jewelry, because that's what hits your ear first. Okay, let's see if this one will go in. Lube my ear. Yep, and that one went in too. So now I will leave these in for 2 or 3 days, and they will, then I'll probably wrap up to like a 7, okay? And I like this because you're gently stretching your ears to another size over a period of, you know, a couple weeks, instead of just, you know, taking that, sorry, trying to get the O-ring on. Instead of just taking the taper and trying to do it all at once, this is gentle. Every time you add more tape and make it, you know, and make the diameter on your earring or your plug a little bit wider and wider, it's just a gentle way of doing it, and you're not hurting yourself, okay? So I really think that the smartest thing that people can do, and I'm not trying to take away from the taper industry, but I will tell you that I really believe, after trying it both ways, I really believe that taping is the way to go. And I'm kind of thinking of taping with my Filtrum a little bit too, because that was a nightmare. I did get a 14 gauge ring in there. One of the ends fell off, plus I couldn't walk around with that big ring in my Filtrum, and the actual Librette 14 gauge studs that I had, they were too short, because by that time my lip had swollen up so badly that I had to practically go back to my original piercing stud, because it was long, you know. Anyway, the swelling went down. I went back to my second length, which I think is 5/8 or something. I can't remember how long it is, but even this is still a little bit too long. But I'm going to keep it in. I'm going to go ahead and start taping that too. I don't know when I will do that. Maybe I'll do that later today. But anyway, so that mainly I wanted to show you an easy way. Now I've got, I had 3 wraps on there the first time I wrapped them. Now I've got 5 or more wraps on them. You know, it's not exact, but 5 or more wraps on them. And by moving them up really good, because I have heard that the plumber's tape can get dry, and you don't want to dry out your ears. So use a vitamin E oil or jojoba oil, or use like a triple, my daughter gave me this one. I was out of my Neosporin with pain relief, and so she got some new triple antibiotic ointment at the dollar store, Dollar General. You can see the little DG on there. Not giving a plug to them, I'm just showing you what I have. And this particular one, as you can see, I'm not going to touch it because I don't want to contaminate that. But this is kind of the real greasy, lubey one. I don't think you can see it on the tips of my fingers anymore, because it's kind of soaking in. But it's almost kind of like, feels like Vaseline in a way, I guess. I wouldn't suggest you use Vaseline though on your ears. Really use like a plant-based oil, you know, like jojoba or avocado, or, you know, something like that. Or this is always a good choice, you know. I mean, the oils I think are better. I do have grapeseed oil that I do use as well. But yeah, so anyway, so this is the second wrap, and I mark it on my calendar on my phone, and then after 2 or 3 days when I feel it's appropriate, or if I notice that the plumber's tape is starting to get really dry, then I'm going to go ahead and take them out, and I'll do exactly what I did for you guys just now. So really consider this when you're stretching. I know all of us, I'm going to say as a general rule, we tend to get impatient, especially on things like tattoos and piercings and stretchings and stuff. Sometimes we get impatient and we want what we want, and we want it now. But truly, to prevent blowouts, really consider using this taping option. There is also a bondage tape you can get from the adult stores. I don't know if you can order that online. I'm sure you can. I've heard that that is another good tape, but because this is so inexpensive and readily available in grocery stores and pharmacies probably, and hardware stores, dollar stores, you know, it's available in a lot of places. And usually it's like $1 for a roll of it. So yeah. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys. And remember, you are all amazing, just as you are.